We'll start the lecture. I'm sharing the screen. Is my screen is visible to both?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sure. Okay. So today we are going to start with the cloud security. Clouds. See what's happened in if company is larger, they have their own data center. So when I say the company have their own data center, what it exactly means that all the servers, there is one room, sorry, one premises, sorry, one premises where all the servers, all all servers, all devices like firewall, router, switch, everything is placed here in this particular building. And that building is is a heart of the business. It is a heart of the business, means all the, because it contains every server, whatever required for the business, web server, database server, everything is placed physically. Whatever I'm saying about all the hardwares, all the hardwares are placed in this particular building, and this building is owned by companies. If suppose there is a Geo, there is a Google, Amazon, so they are having their own data centers. But as technology, processed, so if it is a smaller company, suppose large company can afford the data center like physical premises. They build a physical premises, they put their own servers, they put hardware, router, and switch. But when it comes to a smaller company, startup, or or even a company like larger, bigger company like Geo, Google, Amazon, Apple. So what issue comes when you are developing your own data center rather than going for a cloud? So in your own data center, you have to manage everything: hardware, location, physical security, everything is, you are the only responsible to manage this particular data center. And whenever you want, means at whatever your location want, you have to build a physical servers, means from the scratch. You have to build one building, then you have to place this servers, your devices. So it is a time consuming things, and it is not money wise also, it is not feasible. So suppose if you are staying in India, you stay in India, right? You are born and every your home is in India, but when you go to US, are you can you able to buy a home there as soon as you go to US, right? So you are not able to buy, even, sorry, if you are rich you can buy, but the people like us, when we go from India to US, so immediately buying a home, it's not an option, right, for us. So what we will do, we will rent a home till the time we don't buy, rent a home for particular time period. So similar way, when you are renting a space in data center, so you have to just pay a rent, that's it. All the physical security, all kind of thing is on the head of the owner who is owning this particular building, and you have to just pay the rent, which include everything: maintenance, security, everything comes. So at particular time, till the time you are staying home, you are paying the rent. So similar way in data center also, there are the companies like AWS, Azure, or Google. There are many companies. Then fourth is Oracle, fifth IBM, sixth one Alibaba. So these are the company what they do in complete all over the world. They build their own data centers, physical data centers, right? So like if you talk about Amazon, they have more than 50 data center across the globe. Azure having Azure having 100 plus data center, physical data center across the globe. So they came in the business of renting the data center. Means if you are a startup company or you want to build your servers, sorry, your company. Suppose you wanted to build your company in US and you don't have a you don't need to buy or build your own data center US. What you will do, Amazon already have a data center in US. So you go there and you will just ask, I will put, I will rent your servers, I will rent your whatever the firewalls, devices till the time I required, and I will pay you rent for that particular thing. And this way, the concept of cloud came in the picture. Cloud came in the picture. But suppose, but yeah, I in my own data center. See, when I'm building my own data center and I'm building in the cloud, so just try to think what is the three difference will comes.
Oh, on and cloud. Okay.
Hmm. I have my own data center, right? It's like I have my own home, right? Own home, and I have my rented home.
So less hardware,
Hmm? Yeah,
less hardware,
hardware is same, but
yeah,
in
but
your hmm,
it won't be in our premises, right?
yeah, it will not be on our own premises. Yeah, hardware means managing us things is less when you go to a cloud. But here, managing everything, you have to manage everything because
And
you
more
owns.
people,
Hmm?
hire more people. We need more people to maintain.
Yeah, right. So you require the people, right? When you have to hire people. Here, you have to only pay rent of those services, and all the headache of whomsoever is rent owner. It is headache of there to manage, to hire people, manage everything. We have to pay a rent. And when I say cloud, right? Suppose I am sitting in India and I am building something in US. Then the biggest problem, how can I access those particular things, right? How can I access? If it is my own data center, I can access by providing the private IP address. All IP address are the private one. But in the cloud, suppose every particular thing, I'm sitting in India, I'm developing something in US, UK, apart from the my country or even the location, then how you can access something is on the cloud? How we are going to access those particular thing? So this was a issue was there. Just think, so how can you access those particular server which is placed at someone else data center?
By
Any
using
idea?
like a VPN or something?
Yeah, it's a good idea using a VPN. Then VPN is the one, other one. So in clouds, so what exactly cloud means, right? So giving a public IP address to a server, public IP address to servers. Everything is accessible over the public IP address. So that's the mean. Cloud is nothing but bunch of server who is having a public IP address. So when you give a public IP address, right? In my own data center, I have a private IP address, but in the cloud, all are by the public IP address. So what will the risk, right? As soon as you have private IP address, no one can access apart from your own employee or yeah, your own employee and whomsoever having access to a private network. But when it comes for the public net, uh, as soon as I put in the internet on the internet public IP address, then everyone can access. So larger number of people having access to public IP address means that the attack surface will be a larger. You have to give more kind of security compared to owning a data center. So that is the reason this cloud security is a important field. Nowadays, cloud security is the most important things. Why? Because now people, they don't, as we say, right? They don't want to spend larger amount of money owning a data center, managing those particular things. I just pay a rent and it will be very easy. If I have my own data center, I have to hire people, I have to buy a uh, millions dollar of hardwares, devices. In that, I don't do wanted to do all those particular things. As long as I'm using a services, I will pay the rent. Suppose I have a developer application for 5 years, I will just pay a rent for that, and if I don't need it, I will discontinue and ask them, from next month I don't need your services. You can dismantle my application. So it will all done. Your everything is done. But when you are owning a system, everything is onto your headache. But when cloud came in the picture, with the cloud, people don't know how to manage that particular cloud. So when cloud came in the picture, which is this public IP address came in the picture, means in on data center. See, when I'm developing application, there is a three component of that particular thing. Any idea? When I'm developing any application, there is a three component. One, I'm defining a DMZ. Other, I'm defining a non-DMZ. So in DMZ, which server I'm going to place?
Web server?
Yeah, web server. And in non-DMZ,
Your database and all those things.
yeah, app server plus, sorry, app plus database. But as soon as I put, I'm assigning public IP address to this web server only, right? Public IP address. But when I'm putting on cloud, as I told you, I wanted to access that particular server, particular database. So what I'm doing, I'm putting, I started putting the public IP address to this particular thing, app and DB. Then what? Yeah, what people started doing, they're putting the public IP address to database, app server. So it will say, right, database is the heart of your business. If database got compromised, your business will go on the toss or it will collapse. So one issue came in picture for the managing the cloud is is managing the public IP address, right? Public IP address. People has given the access, they will give the public IP address to database server, they give the public IP address to application servers. So this is a one issue came in the picture. The second issue, right, is IAM, identity and access management. See, when I'm having my own data center, I'm dividing a team in particular five field, right? One team is managing a network, one one team is managing application, one team is managing a sorry, device, one team is managing a server, and one team is managing a monitoring. But when it comes for a cloud thing, right? So when if you have your own data center, right? So suppose any developer or anything, any business team, they wanted to allow a port or they wanted to give public IP address. So what they will do? We have already studied. Just try to tell if suppose any developer developing application, any business team developing application, they want IP address and port to be open. So what they will do? Can they have a, access to do this work? Are they are allowed, authorized to do but this thing to assign the IP address to a server or open a particular port on the firewall? Yeah.
They will ask like one of the teams to authorize a specific port.
Hmm. So what process they will follow as we already studied? There is a portal, right? They go in the portal. They will put source IP address, destination IP address, and port or whatever the request they want. They will put in the portal, and this request goes to network team, network operations team, and they will allow port, IP port in the firewall or whatsoever device, and your application started working. But when it comes to a cloud, when I will give you, we were going to see there is, if I give you access to the cloud portal, and with that access, in the older time, IAM access also be assigned to a this team which called developer, sorry, right? developer Developer plus business team, whomsoever having access to this particular portal, they are having access to uh, identity and access management. Means whatever action you wanted to do, he can do, perform any kind of action. He don't need to go to network team, ask for, assign the particular IP address, or ask to, open a particular port. They will go, and they will just on the portal they will put source, destination, and the port. And when you give complete access to a person or to any entity, absolute power, you know uh, spoils the mind of people, right? So here, the when the portal access, cloud portal access is given to developer business team, it's kind of complete access given to them to do any kind of work, and it is spoiling the complete process. And when suppose if you get the access, so are you going to ask your network team to open this port or open that particular port? What will you do if you have that particular power? Just tell.
They can just open it as they need it.
Needed, yeah. They started assigning the public IP address to database, and they started, doing the particular port open, right? Suppose they go and they assign the public IP address to DB, plus they open the port 3306. so that they can easily work. See, developer team or business team, they think about security zero. They just want to develop their project and give it to a client or customer, and they're thinking of, to secure the application is zero, because what these people think, security is not their business. There is a different team, they will think about the security. Then, and same thing, identity and access management. When it's come for that, password also come in the picture, right? So what they will do, they will put simple password, no password policies, simple kind of password they started putting on those particular thing. The password policy also getting corrupted. See, when you are owning your own data center, you are making a policy and procedures, how you are going to put, sorry, how you are going to put password, right? 8 characters plus alphanumerical, all those particular thing, right? But when I have given absolute power to one thing, they will think, hey, why I have to do this kind of uh, thing. They will put only simple password 1 2 3, like this kind of they will bypass the particular policy. So that's what the issue. First issue when talking about the cloud is managing a public IP address. Second, it's identity and access management, giving a absolute right to a particular team. So what's happened when I give a particular rights, right? They assign the public IP address, they open any kind of ports. Suppose database is got exposed, then it's gone, right? Your anyone can access your IP address. There the data breaches happen in Geo itself. What's happened, the identity and access management, complete portal access given to a developer. And what developer did, they assigned the public IP address to a database, and they put a password, simple password 1 2 3. Suppose IP address to a database and password is also 1 2 3, it got breached within 1 week. All the application critical information is exposed over the internet. Then people got up from the sleep, then they started segregating these IM policies. Then they started making network team, application team, whatever team it's on in the on premises. They started implementing those particular thing in the cloud. So this is the first issue, this is the second issue. Now the third issue, right? Suppose if I'm in India, I have to deal. I'm owning my own data center in India. I will everything, servers, device is company is set up in India. Server is placed in India. But suppose in the cloud, so when you are when you are setting application, you can set up anywhere you want in the world. We are going to just see, I'm sitting in India, I can set up the server in US, UK, any part of region, when it comes to cloud, right? So one issue comes is a legal issue. So what, when you are set doing or making infrastructure in the cloud, you have to see a legal issues, means law of countries. So what US is saying, right? If you are setting up any kind of application, it's the servers, the device should reside in the US. Same, UK also saying, when you are setting any kind of application, database server, any kind of server, the data should not go out from my country. Same as for the India. What India is saying, whether you are making any kind of application, the data should reside in India itself only. It should not go outside India. So when you are making your own data center, so what you are choosing, you are choosing the your own country where you are making the servers. But in cloud, I can choose whatever the country I want to do, I wanted to set up particular application. So in that particular thing, you have to see a legal issues. What kind of legal issues are I'm going to tackle those particular thing. Then fourth issue comes for a storage part. Storage part. Same way, see, when I'm assigning a public IP address, managing a public IP address, here also when I'm storing my uh, my data in the cloud. So I want to make sure that particular storage uh, it will be secured. I should not. It is not like anyone can access over the internet, or even if I want to be accessed over the internet, it should be secured by all kind of putting all kind of policies and procedures. It should not be accessed over the internet without putting a particular without putting a particular adequate kind of security. So these are the four challenges came in the picture. So that is the reason it comes as a cloud security came in the picture. Now the fifth one, sorry, there is no firewall in when cloud came in the picture. There was no firewall concept in the concept. See, suppose there is no firewall in the cloud when the cloud came in the initial days. Now you can set up the firewall very easily. So suppose just imagine there is no firewall, then how we are going to put all those manage the access rules? How we are going to manage those particular access rules? So this was a major challenge. There is no firewall. How we are going to put block the IP address source destination? So there is a security group, but that particular security group you have to go onto a particular server. You have to choose a security group for particular servers. So these things we are going to see. So these are the challenges. So nowadays the cloud security cloud the person who's managing cloud security is currently is in the demand, because whether it's smaller company, whether it's a startup company, everyone is putting their application on the cloud. If suppose if I have a larger company like $1 million of company, I put both things, application on the on premises my own data center, plus as well as on the cloud. But when there are the startup companies, their complete infrastructure is on the cloud. They are not you know uh, having their own data centers. When the company are having not having their own data center, they are putting everything in the cloud. Then security is the most important thing to manage that particular cloud. And when you are managing a cloud, the skill in the market skill in the market is very less when it comes to the cloud. So there you can make your particular career. So yeah, you can put 7 points as a there is skill leakage. People are not having that much knowledge when the cloud came in the picture. So whomsoever in the US the first is introduced in there only. So those people are only skilled to provide to manage this particular thing. So skill, seventh issue is particular skill. If I don't have a skill to manage the cloud, how I'm going to manage? How can I know what kind of issues are in cloud security? What do's and don'ts I have to do in the cloud? Now we will see this thing. So when I say cloud, right, there are the we are going to see two service provider. One is AWS. he's a largest service provider. It is owned by Amazon. It is having 36% market share. And the second one is Microsoft. Microsoft. Its cloud is called Azure. He owns almost 12% of market shares. And the third one is Google Cloud. It owns 6 to 7% of market shares. And others are there, IBM. But these three are most important thing. So why AWS is owning a 36%? Because it is the first one who came with the concept of cloud. And then after 5 years, Microsoft launched their own cloud, which is called Azure Cloud. Then by seeing after 5 years, Google launched their own cloud. So how this cloud portal look like? Now we are going to see. See, this way the portal look like. You have to just do this one more time. See, this way you don't need to do anything. Just put this URL. You are able to access the particular cloud. Now I have to do a sign in. So this is I will start from the start. See, the best part of this particular thing, it gives you $100 for a practice free. Means till $100 you can use the services, Amazon services, free. So you can set up the server, you can set up the infrastructure for $100 till 1 year. This is the best part of AWS and Azure. This is the best. You don't need to get worried about how we are going to learn all those particular things, how we are going to see, how servers been set up in the AWS, server has been set up in Azure. So they will give you $100 of services free to do a practice till 1 year. Till 1 year. So what you have to do? You have to just create an account in AWS like this one. And in that you have to put your details plus credit card details. It will charge you 2 rupees to set up the account, and it will return you after 1 week. So now how we are going to create a setup? Here we have to create a see here you have to put your particular details, and your account will be set up. I have already set up my account, so I will show you. See here you can access either root, admin, or IAM users. So what is a root and what is IAM? We are going to see. Now I'm logging with my see simple. You logged into a cloud. See here, you can see I simply open this. I got access to each and every wizard. So when I'm saying if I'm in India, I can set up the servers in anywhere. Suppose I will take example of US, right? So how it's been done? Let's see. See, when I'm saying that AWS mm, mm, see, I'm not able to unload these things. See here, can you see this? These are the dots.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just a minute. I'm putting my charger. Yeah. So these are nothing but a data center owned by AWS. Let me open this. See whatever we are seeing here on this particular dots, these particular dots. See this particular dots here. It is nothing but a data center. Here it is data center setup. So this way the AWS have more than 50, in 50 countries, 50 plus countries, they have more than 70 or 100 data center. So whatever we are seeing, this is a data center. Now how you can see in the portal, see when I click here, can you see these are the whatever we are seeing in the picture. So these are the data center. So when you are setting, if you wanted to set up any kind of server, you have to just choose this particular region. See, US, in the US, Virginia, Ohio, California, Oregon. If you wanted to choose Asia, in Mumbai, they have one data center. Alaska, Seoul, Singapore, Sydney, one Tokyo. In Europe, Frankfurt, Ireland, London, Paris, Stockholm, South America, South Polo, and these many, sorry, these many servers. So you have to what? How we are going to see? You have to just click in whatever region you wanted to select. You just have to click. It will open particular that region. See here, it will come. It is coming up. All this. Now you can create a application. Where you are going to create application? In this particular region. In this particular thing. See, you don't need to do anything. You just open this particular if I gave you a root access, right? So what means root user? See, I have logged in via root user. Root user. So what it exactly means? I'm accessing via root user.
Individual
You
user?
have
Sorry, can you repeat?
Individual user?
Yeah, see, that is every user is in individual users. But when I
Yes.
say
So
root,
basically,
when I say root, root,
So is the same like admin?
yeah, it's admin,
Okay.
super admin, right? Root means as we can see in terms of tree. What is a root? It goes deep in the soil. So same way, root is a main part. So it is admin access. So this way you can access the complete as I told you, right? You are having access to put IM roles, means you can assign any role to anyone. You can do any kind of thing. You can assign the public IP address, all those particular things. You can write, delete, do a server, shut down a server, shut on the servers, everything you can do with root users. So when I am assigning this particular portal, it is very risky. Now you can see here, I will open this thing. See on this left hand side, you can see complete thing which I have access to particular thing. See, this is complete portal and where I am going to set up. From here you can see, choose a particular region. So whatever the thing and how in technology terms it is called, we are going to see. Mm, See, when in on premises you called as a servers, right? You have a servers, application server, database server. But in the cloud, when it's come to AWS or Azure, right? When it comes to cloud, you are going to say it in Azure. Sorry, in Azure, it is called as a virtual machine. Remember, it is called as a virtual machine. Virtual machine, nothing but a server. These terms are nothing but a servers. But there is a different way of referring these things in the cloud. See, I have taken the comparison of three clouds, three main clouds. One is Azure, owned by Microsoft. One is AWS, owned by Amazon. Other is owned by GCP. Means it's a Google cloud platform. Now, when I'm saying a server, so you cannot say a server in Azure, AWS, and GCP. You have to refer as terms as a virtual machine. Sorry, virtual machine, EC2 engine, or Google Compute Engine. It is nothing but a server, simple server, either web server, either application server, or either a database server. So here in AWS, we are going to refer as a EC2 engine, and how it look like. How we see this EC2 engine. Yeah, just see. Can you see? If I'm opening this EC2 engine, here you are going to set up the your server. What kind of any kind of server, whether application server, database server. Here, this is a field. You have to just click this EC2 field. Sorry, EC2 field. Here, you are going to set up your servers, either Linux servers, Ubuntu server, Windows server, any kind of servers. Those who are not speaking, can you put on the mute, please? See here, nothing but a instance. When I say instance, it is a EC2 servers. Here you are going to set up your server. So you are going to give the public IP address. Now you are going to see, yeah. Now when I said say uh, Azure, AWS or GCP owns a data center. So in that particular thing, we don't refer it as a data center. We don't refer as a data center. We refer it as a region. See, can you see this particular thing? This particular line, region. So region is nothing but a data center. So when I say region, right, it is nothing but a data center. See, when I say Azure, it is a 56, it is 24, and GCP it's is 24. So what you are going to say this particular thing 56
That
and
Azure has 56 data centers.
yeah, Azure has 56 data center in 56 countries. In when I say region, it means always remember data center in the countries. It has a 56. It has a data center, but in a 56 countries. AWS has a data center in 24 countries. GCP has a data center in 24 countries. So here, when I'm referring data center plus country, it's referred as a region. When I'm referring data center plus country plus a city, it's called availability zone. See here it is a 56, here is 150. So what this 150, 77 and 72 means?
Cities.
Cities, right? It is a cities. It is called availability zone. See, suppose one of the example in US, I have a in US will be referred as a one region, and in one region, suppose I have a five cities data center, so it will become as a this country will refer as a region, and this particular city will be written as a availability zones. So when I say region and availability zones, why it is called as a availability zone? Suppose in one country I have a five data center, one, two, three, four, and five, right? Five data center. If suppose one goes down, I have a second, third, fourth, and the fifth. So I don't need to get worried about suppose one data center, one services in one data center goes down, it will be switching to other availability zones, which is nothing but a same same services provided by this cloud provider, but in a different cities. So that is the reason you are going to refer it as a availability zones. These things, these terms, and this is a region. So now we will see here. See here, if you open, and I'm going to set up those things. See in US, this is the availability zones. This is this complete combined as a one region, US region. But this Virginia, Ohio, California, this is called as a availability zones. So when I'm choosing to set up any application, I have to choose a region, and in that particular region, I have to choose a availability zones. In which availability zone your server is going to be available, or you are going to set up those particular things. And how we are going to see? You have to just when you log in, see it is a free account. Just log in into that. It is free $100. So whatever you are seeing, this is my account. It is a free of charge for $100 till 1 year, so that you can do a practice. And why these people are giving for free? Any idea?
They have your credit card information, so they just renew it when.
No, see why they are giving it free. when cloud came in the picture, it is a new technology, right? If I don't know how it's look like, how it feels like, how can I know the pros of one thing, right? So that is the reason they are
That's
giving you
also
for
true.
free.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the reason they are giving you free so that you can experience the services. And once you are satisfied, you go with the other things. And second, develop your skill to managing the uh, cloud infrastructure. So that is the reason they are giving for free, and it's good for us so that we can do a practice as well. So now this is availability zone, sorry, region, and these are the availability zones. Here also you can see this is a region, Asia specific, and these are the availability zones. Here the country is not specified in place of country, it is specified as a Asia specific. And data center has been specified in Mumbai, Moscow, Seoul, Singapore, Sydney, Tokyo, like this way. Now we are going to see. Yeah. Now when we say right, so I've logged in as a root user. So in that particular terms, I'm going to set up the account. See, I'm going to set up the account, and that account in Azure. See, in AWS, the account is called as a account, but in Azure it is called as a subscription, and in GCP it is called as a project. So when I say account, eh, it's account having all the information, how much billings I have charged, who is a person accessing what kind of services, everything I can see in this particular account. Okay, now, yeah. See, in on premises I can set up non-production, production things, right? But how in again the production server divided into different applications. Application 1 production, application 2 production, application 3 production. Then in production also monitoring things are also there, and non-production. Then but in the cloud, how we are going to set up all those things? There you can just simply select a IP address, put one IP at one segment, one particular group, suppose 10.10.10.0/24. You call this as a non-production, and 192.168.1.0/24 you will call as a production. But in the cloud, how we're going to do those particular things? So in that you have to set up the account of non-production, account of production. In that particular thing is called as a account. Yeah. That particular thing is that particular thing is called as a account. An account is referred account in AWS as an account only, but in Azure it is referred as a subscription. See, technology, everything is same, but the nomenclature is different, nothing else. So why I'm showing you, because when you go in the company, they will ask you either do you know Azure or do you know AWS, or in rare cases they will ask you whether you know Google as well or not. So in today's day, at least two thing like Azure or AWS, this cloud knowledge you should have. And what is the terms and technology been referred? That is the reason I created this comparison diagram, so that you will come to know, okay, things are same, but name, eh, giving assigning a name is kind of different things. And what is the terms and terminology used in this particular thing? And now, yeah, see, that is the within the account. So when I'm setting up this, suppose this is a HR application, this is finance application, this is monitoring application. So I'm doing, I'm creating account of HR, I'm creating account of finance. So all those an account of non-production things. Same. And on the on premises, see this segment, what you call to this particular segment when of group of IP address. Either you can refer any name, but when it comes to a cloud, so what you are going to refer? You are going to refer as a VNet, VNet or VPC, Virtual Private Cloud. So what is a VNet? It is nothing but a virtual network, virtual private cloud. So here you can see if it is there. Yeah, see network is refer whatever the IP address I am assigning, it is referring like this way. See whatever suppose I am assigning 49.49.49.0/24. So that will be my one virtual network. This will be my one virtual network. Within a subscription, there will be a so many virtual network, one, two, three. So all these things are referred as a virtual network in Azure. In AWS, it is referred as a virtual private cloud. In Google, it is referred as a virtual network. Yeah.
So I have a question. So when you said
Hmm.
non-production versus production, so does that mean that it will just replicate the production stuff within like the
See,
non-production portion of things? Like I didn't catch that part.
yeah, I will explain again. Yeah. See, when I'm saying when in the our when we have our own data center, we'll segregate the thing as a non-production and as a production, right? But in when it comes for a cloud, right? Like this way, this is the cloud. See here, when I'm setting the things, I don't know how to create a particular thing, production, non-production. How I'm going to segregate those particular things as production, non-production, within the production, HR, finance, monitoring things. So those particular things I am going to refer in particular account. See, this is a one account of mine. The similar way, if I go here, I will create one other account. See, in this particular thing, sorry, in particular thing, I am going to create a one account of non-production. Here, I am going to put all my non-production servers only, non-production servers.
Okay.
Here, you are not going to see a production servers. Plus, here I am assigning a different IP address. If I wanted to make a production server, I will choose a account, a different account. Actually, I don't have that particular larger. It is a free tier, so I don't have that much access to this free tier. I'm creating a different account within the this particular thing, and that account I'm assigning the production name like
Okay,
this way.
I see what
So
you're saying.
yeah, so here, yeah, here you are going to see only a servers. We are going to set up the server. Don't worry for this one. So like this way, I'm segregating the things. Mm,
Okay. So
yeah,
so then basically you can test anything on that particular non-production account,
production
and
server.
then
Yeah,
when everything goes well, and then you can push that updates
putting
to the
the
production.
production. Yeah, right. Absolutely right.
Okay.
Okay. Now the second most sorry, uh, one more issue comes in when you manage the cloud. One issue I forgot to mention is billing issues. Sorry, is billing issue. See, setting, when I'm creating a server, as soon as I create a server, I will started the billing. My billing will started. Whatever the service I am consuming, creating, everything is assigned to a bill, right? So suppose I have set up one server and I have not used that particular server. in my own premises, when I'm having my own data center, when I'm creating a server, or if I don't use, I will not charge, getting a charge for anything, right, apart from the electricity bill. But when in your cloud, if you set up a server, but you don't use it, still still you are going to pay a bill. It's like a, you are renting a home in US, but you came to India, but you are not using your US rented apartment. So what will happen? Are you going to say, "Ki, hey, I have not used a particular home for 1 month, I will not pay a rent"? Will this will happen?
No, it's going to
No,
continue.
you have to pay a rent. So similar way, the billing issue is there in the billing, and the costing issue will come in the picture if you use a server. If you don't use a server, so that is the one of the biggest headache of managing the bill. If you don't set up the thing properly, the bill will go high. It's like you have a home, right? But you switch on the electricity AC 24 by 7. So what will happen? The bill will come in larger amount, right? The similar way, there is a person uh, who is responsible to ensure that only required services will be switched on. All the unnecessary services will be switched off. Otherwise, it is going to a charge. So how we are going to see those billing things? Yeah, see, bill and cost management. Here, only the account owner having access to this particular thing. See, it will be in this particular thing, you are going to see how much costing when you set up a, when you switch on the server, how much costing it will be there. Here you will see all those things: months to date cost, last month how much bill was generated, who is consuming the particular things. See here, you can see whatever you purchased, what is the services. Like here, you're going to see every particular, and this account access having to a only management people. No developer, no operations team will have access to this billing and cost management setup. So this is also one headache uh, to the company to manage a account, or in terms of money wise. Now see, to solve this particular thing, this AWS or Amazon, they've given us this cost calculator. Before setting, you know, uh, making any server application, you can count your cost to this cost management thing. This is a portal. Now I'm going to show. We have seen AWS. Now how Azure will look like. See, Azure portal. See, this is the Azure portal. See, this is AWS portal. This way AWS portal look like. This is the Azure portal. See, will going to look like same way. It is, everything is same. You have to set up the account. See, started free. Just see here. If you put the account name detail, currently I have my company's account set up, so I cannot show you. Similar way, the way we have did in AWS. Similar way, you just create account, and you can access the portal. And now, yeah. So I know this AWS. I worked on AWS. and Azure. So it is easy for me to show you this thing. I never worked on the Google, so I don't know how Google look like, but it will be a similar things when we are going to set up this particular thing. Now to resolve the costing issue, see they have given this cost calculator. So before setting up anything, you can calculate the cost. See when I'm saying virtual machine, so what this exactly means?
Servers.
Your server.
Servers, right? Server. See here if I click here, see if I click here, it will start calculating the cost. You have to mention what kind of server you are going to set up. See here server, network, everything. See here, see here, you can see the server, Windows server, Linux server. Then you have to select a type of servers, what kind of tier server, basic, standard, CPU, RAM, how much RAM, CPU, core, you are going to select. See, if I'm, say, suppose I will select this one, then you have to select a region. See, when I say region, it's nothing but a, see, can you see? This is United States is a region, and these are the availability zones. United Kingdom is a region, and these are the availability zones. See here, can you see how many database data center this Azure having? See in India, India is one availability zone, and within this availability zone, Central India, South India, and West India is the availability zone. India is a region, South India, Central India, and West India is the availability zones. So here, if I select this one, every region having a different price. See here, can you see the monthly will cost for me to set up having a one server is this $48. So this way you can calculate. Now suppose I wanted to add networking stuff. In the networking stuff, see this is a virtual network. Similar way, whatever we have on the on premises application gateway, VPN gateway, everything now on the cloud. Only thing is that when I'm saying virtual network, it is nothing but a segment of IP address. See, if I click here, if I wanted to put, it is added. Now view. See what kind of virtual network, where we wanted to set up the virtual network. See, suppose if I'm selecting a region US, and if I'm selecting a virtual network UK, will it be possible?
No, sir.
Yeah.
Obviously,
These two are different.
yeah, these two are different because I'm selecting a region US, so I will set up a network in US, right? I cannot set up the network in UK. So these all things you have to be careful. See, when I just for sec purpose, business purpose, if I do a calculator, see here it will show how much cost. If I wanted to see in the currency, if I use Indian rupees, see this will be the my cost. $1 I have to convert into 83.74, and total cost will be 4,300. This is for the Azure. Same way we can calculate for AWS. AWS cost calculator. Same technology. On the base is same. Everything is same. Just name is a different. Same way, if you go here, you will create the estimate work. See here, same way. Select a location, select a region, find the services. See, I will select this one. I will configure this one. Then it will give me the pricing, particular pricing by C2C. It's same way. There also it is giving me a CPU detail, how many CPU, how many memories. So same way here also it will give me. Then see here everything it is giving me particular. If you select one service, this will be your amount of this particular thing. So this way, yeah, security team either can they manage working with the management and deciding up how to secure the cloud so that it won't spike up in the costing thing. This particular thing. Yeah. Now, yeah, this one, this is the one, and the second, yeah, sorry. See, suppose I have my own data center, and I wanted to connect to a cloud. Means I wanted to use both my own data center as well as cloud. Will it is a possible?
Sir, I think these days they are working on it, data migration. But it's really hard.
Yeah, it is hard. That is the reason there is a cloud engineer required, right? When I say a cloud, yeah, so there are the particular field of cloud dividing. One is a security, who is responsible for managing security. Then there is a cloud migration engineer who is responsible for the migrating particular thing from on premises to a cloud. But again, security will come in the picture because I wanted to migrate secured way, right? Yeah, this is also one issue, migration one. It's thanks you remember me, remind me this one. Then there is a DevOps, cloud DevOps engineers. These three engineers currently are in the demand because every organization, whether small or larger, they are managing. If it is a smaller organization startup, the complete setup is on the cloud. If it is a larger organization, they are joining their own data center with the cloud. So one and some of the application they are migrating from their own data center to a cloud. Their migration engines comes in the picture, and to all but all doing all those things security needed. So cloud security engineer comes in the picture. So if you wanted to develop application, DevOps engineer comes in the picture for the cloud things. So now today's day, having cloud knowledge is see, and I will give my example. When I started my career in 2009, there was only a network part, company having their own data center. So I don't need to get worried about only network part in the picture. There was no information security, nothing was there. One particular different team of setting up the security. Now as time progresses, after 5 years, in 2012 till information security team came in the picture. There is a different team. They started setting up for the security, information security came in India. I'm talking about, and now after that, so initially you just needed a network knowledge, but once time progresses, network knowledge plus information security knowledge you must have in till the time of 202. But as time progresses, the companies started setting up the things on the cloud. So now third part you should know as a security cyber security person, a cloud, how cloud setup is been there. So by this two combination is a must. And the third one, either you can add up in the cloud or you can add up the application security thing. If you don't know the cloud, then you should know the application security. But the cloud is, whenever you go for interview, they will ask either you have a knowledge of cloud or not. So that is the reason cloud came in the picture. Now these three package one should know, either network info or replacing a cloud with application things. So now when you go as a cybersecurity engineer, you should know this the basic of this particular thing. Because as time progresses, now in every 3 years, technology is getting changed. So you should know the latest technology. Now latest technology is this is a cloud thing. Now yeah. So this is today's lecture. In next week, again, we are continuing the cloud, how cloud look like. We are going to set up the servers in the cloud. So before wrapping up the session, again, we will do a summary of this. See, there are, just tell me what is the 5 issues you we have discussed in the cloud. See, by next time now, when we come for the lecture, make sure either in Azure or either in AWS, you set up your account. It is free of cost. It won't charge anything. So 5 issues we have discussed when coming as a cloud engineer. Can you tell me 5 names, 5 issues?
Legal issue, public IP.
See, first is managing the public IP. Because when you set up the cloud, in next lecture we are going to do. As soon as we start the server, public IP address has been assigned. Now the second,
Security issue.
IAM,
the security issues is there. We are the security, so security issues will become.
Okay.
IAM,
Yeah, IAM, identity and access management. Third,
legal issue.
yeah, legal issues. Fourth, fifth,
So no firewall, like the firewall
yeah, yeah,
concept.
right. Where initial days there was no firewall managing all those particular things. You have to manage via security groups. Yeah. Fifth,
And skill.
yeah, it is a skill, right? Initial there was no skill. Sixth one,
Storage or
yeah,
memory, like that.
right. Storage one, managing a storage thing. Now the seventh one is uh, costing, managing the costing particular thing, right? The way we have seen, if we don't manage the cost, the billing will be high. So managing the cost. And eighth, Aparna said about migration. So when you are migrating a thing from on-premises, from your own data center to a cloud, that will be one challenge. So one of the important things, this is important, this is, and these are the important thing. Now, more and more people are, getting a knowledge of cloud. So, gradually this is getting decreased, and now more and more company, or the company who is setting up the hardware thing in the on-premise, they are coming up with the software solution to set up those things. So this also issue is going down day by day. But these are the issues are still existing, and how it is affecting we are going to see in the next lecture. So when you go in the interview, so this is the issue they will ask you, what are the issue you have faced and what are the challenges we are going to face those particular when we are managing the cloud. See, when I'm saying a legal issue, suppose I have a one question I will ask you. If as a legal US says my server should not go outside. So how we are going to set up this particular, we are going to tackle those things. Just do a brainstorming thing. I will take only 5-6 minutes.
Can you say it again? Like servers not going outside, like what?
Means if uh, I'm at in US, United
Yeah.
States, and as per legal says is when you are setting up the server, it should be reside data should be reside in US only. It should not be going outside the US. Means I'm setting up web server, database server, all the server, it should be reside in US only. So how I'm going to tackle those things?
There's something called as Orange Book for USA. No.
Is that something to do with the VPN? Could that like can you enforce VPN to like a US?
See, I will show you this. It's a simple way, right? If there is a legal issues case saying you should only set up the servers in what you call in US. So what I am going to do? So as soon as I say it should be in US. So what should be a region and what should be availability zone? What should be how we are going to select a region? So this is the where this region came in the picture. So I have to just select a US region. Simple. If I select a US region, when I'm selecting US region, it means I'm selecting a data center in US itself. What is a region? Nothing but a country where I'm going to set up a database, where I'm going to select a data center. And now if I've selected a US region, it means I'm selecting a data center in the US. So whatever I'm setting up this
Mm,
particular things, web server, database server, it will be set up in US itself only. So this way, the data won't go outside in in the US. It's not leaving my country,
right.
right? So what I'm doing, I'm selecting here. I'm just coming here. I'm selecting that. uh, I'm doing nothing but selecting. See, US like this way. I will select this one. It's simple way. If India is saying the data should not go out of the India, then which region I'm going to select?
India, sir.
India,
Yeah, Mumbai.
Mumbai,
If I
yeah.
select Mumbai, simple way. If the same way, if we go in this particular Azure, also there is a region. See here, if we go here, there is a region, right? We are going to see like this way. If I'm selecting US, I will select a US, a central US, like this way. So this way the legal issue problem is getting resolved.
Yeah,
So this is the way. Yeah. So we'll meet in next week, but make sure either in AWS or either in Azure, you will create your free setup. It is a free. Just create a setup, but don't do anything. Otherwise, again, if you don't know how to do things, the billing will go more than $100. Then you have to pay a charges.
sure.
Hmm. Don't worry. Whenever you're doing any kind of setup, it will pop up you whether it's a free or it is a paid one. When you are seeing a free, then only click on those particular things. But if you say click on the paid one, next billing cycle, the bill will add it to you. So make sure only select the free things.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Because this is a issue happened in the last class. People without seeing free and the paid, they selected a paid thing and next billing when the credit card bill came, $20 will be added into their account. Then we went to see, then it was not a free services and for doing for excitement we created then $20 came in the pitch in their billing. So make sure you don't do all those things, only select the free tiers.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you everyone for joining.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
sir.
Have
Thank
a
you,
good
sir.
day.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So last week I was not able to attend the meeting. I wanted to talk about the resume editing and
Yeah,
stuff.
sorry, I was also traveling from Mumbai
No,
to
no issues.
Liverpool.
So
So tell
are you
me,
available right now?
yeah, I'm available right now.
Okay.
Just one minute.